Well, welcome back to part two of the mini cabin build series. Some people call them tiny homes and tiny houses. I prefer mini cabin. This is a little 1 minute recap of part one in case you missed that. Got a free trailer, welded some extensions around the sides of it, beefed it up in a few spots. Got new tires on it, went through and welded out some wheel well hoops, something I could build the walls on. Ripped down some 2x3s and started screwing those to the frame. Chose 2x3s to save a little bit of weight on the build. Nailed down some plastic, just a vapor barrier. Went over that with some little foam mylar insulation. And then got onto the sheeting, decided to save a little weight and got some pre-finished 3/4 inch maple veneer plywood. Got a bunch of walls framed in there. Like I said, if you missed out part one, you might want to go back and check it out. So here's where we ended part one with roof getting ready to get sheeted. So on to part two now. Enjoy. So if you recall in the previous episode, I started this mini cabin in my friend's shop, and I would get down there in the evenings after work or down the weekends, and I did not want to take up any more room in his shop and put his shop out so he couldn't get to his own project. So I wheeled it outside, tarped it, but unfortunately it rained like crazy that whole work week, and I was just really wanting to get down to it and get it wrapped up. So at the end of my work week, I picked up some tar paper, some house wrap. I preferred tar paper at the base. It's more durable, but this was easier to roll this house wrap around it, keeping it straight, and it's lighter material to lay on there by myself. When I was at Home Depot, I was checking over window availability, and unfortunately, they only had one more of the big windows I needed, so I picked that up as well. I won't need it for another few weeks, but I didn't want to go back in there and find out it was back ordered or anything. Definitely looking forward to getting a roof on it now because it's been raining like crazy. All right. Hey, Ryan. Got the little 6-inch lookout rafters all put on here. Got my buddy Ryan working on the bird blocks up here between the rafters. Jump over to the other side for the other bird blocks and lookout rafters. So I want to give a big shout out to my friend Ryan. He drove out from Montana to hang out and camp out for a few weeks and give me a hand on at least the roof stage of this project here. Ryan, I've used a bunch of his music in the past few years on my videos. He goes by Ryan Marvin. Doesn't have anything up on the internet, and I'll throw a little bit of music in here a later part. Definitely a great musician, good carpenter, and a wonderful friend. So here's some cedar I milled. I'm putting up with some fascia boards. Nice stuff, nice for trim. I had some subscribers ask in the last video why I didn't mill all the lumber for the entire build. It kind of comes down to time and money. I'm trying to do this in a few months probably, and I just want to get the project done. Kiln dried wood is super cheap right now. I think a 2x4 8-footer is like $3.25 a board. I don't mind milling. I'm going to jump into milling a bunch of the cedar for the exterior and interior and ceiling, and it's very expensive to buy, so I can mill all that. I've had other people suggest I should have built the trailer from the ground up. Honestly, I want this to be done in 2 to 3 months. I don't want to spend the next 2 years working on it. I work 2 jobs, got a family, and this is just a little cabin away from home kind of thing to stay at a friend's place. So I could build everything from the ground up. I just don't want to waste that much of my time on it. I just want to get this built, be realistic about it, and move on. Man, it's a good feeling to have that roof sheeted with that tar paper. Even if it tries to rain a bit, it's going to protect the plywood so it's not going to start soaking up some water. So fast forward a day or two, brought some metal down that I had kicking around, and unfortunately I had to use some 12-foot sheets because the only thing I could buy at the store were 8s and 12s, and 8s were going to be too short. So I got a project I can use these little offcuts from, and it'll be just fine. But I could have ordered all the metal and got it pre-cut right to the right length, but last time I ordered it from a local building store, it took over a month to get it. I just kind of want to keep moving on this project. want to keep it dry. I didn't want to get a bunch of water in there. So I'm scalloping all the metal, and this sheet I'm sliding under the previous sheet I just put on. So idea with that is when you're driving down the road, the wind can't really catch and pull up one sheet. It's all going to be capped in on the front edge, and all the metal's kind of scalloped all the way down the roof. So I've had air shears for years cutting metal. They worked all right, but they devour a lot of air. You know, you're always waiting for the compressor to catch up. So when Harbor Freight came out with these little electric shears that use drill batteries, these are Hercules, I jumped right on them, and I've already cut metal for one cabin. This is the second cabin's worth of metal. Worked great. And here's a little word of advice. If you got kids around and you're cutting metal, make sure this stuff goes right in the trash can. These little coily things look like toys to them, and they're like razor wire. So make sure that stuff is accounted for, all of it, and no kids get their hands on it, because that stuff will cut you right open. So, you know, it's fine if you're working on a project like this solo, you can get stuff done, but, you know, having Ryan out here has been awesome working on this roof. Things are just going in double speed. It's nice, good conversation, just fun times. We all work with a friend, but, you know, whether you have someone to help you out on a project like this or you're doing it solo, it's manageable. It's a small structure. It's not much to take on, but again, if you have a partner or a friend or somebody that can come out and help you from time to time, things just go together so much faster. It's a lot easier holding awkward boards out and passing materials on the roof. All that stuff gets a lot easier having a friend around. So if you can, try to get a buddy to help you from time to time. All the metal done. The only thing I'm missing is got to pick up some ridge cap metal and go place a few more screws here and there. Most of the cabin projects I've ever built, I'm not really dealing with towing a cabin down the road at 60 miles an hour, so I want this stuff to be nice and secure. Well, it's another beautiful morning. Sun's out. Nice not to be working in the rain. Loaded all my tools in the mini truck this morning. Right here, I'm using it as a little bit of a workbench. I'm ripping down this metal to make a ridge cap. When I was at the store, I realized that I could save myself $40. I only need 14 feet of ridge cap material. It was sold in 10-foot sections, so I'd have to buy 2 sections. And with this, instead of spending $80 total on ridge material, I could buy this one 8-foot long sheet of metal, roofing metal, and get 2 ridge cap sections 8 feet long out of. So yeah, it saved me $40, and that's going to be a nice and solid ridge cap for this thing. And if I can save $40 here and there, I'm going to go for it on this project. Got the edge cap this edge in for going down the road. Most of my roofs are not really traveling at 60 miles an hour, so got this ridge cap in. Should be good for the northwest winters around here. All right, back onto some sheeting now.
about the devil and the shooting free drugs. Driving into the side of the freeway drunk. Role models for the kids, oh yeah, oh yeah. Now it's 20.
Now, getting ready to haul this thing home, but one thing I want to do is, moment of truth, find out if the electric brakes I ordered, backing plates, will actually fit on this thing. When I was getting the tires mounted, I pulled off the drum, checked the bearings, all the bearings are all lubed and serviced, but there was no brakes in this thing, and I didn't want to deal with that, so pull off these backing plates. I ordered some Vevor ones. I mean, I've got diesel heaters from Vevor, all kinds of stuff. I think these were like 89 bucks on Amazon for a set, so right and left side. And magically, they fit. I'm pretty happy about that.
If you don't start to grow, then you're probably just gonna die. They say the history repeats itself, but man, I couldn't tell no lies.
Well, I probably shouldn't say magically fit, because when I had the drums off last, I was measuring the width of the drum, diameter of the drum, the bolt pattern on the backing plate, double checking, and Vevor actually sold quite a few different sizes. But it's still kind of neat when you can order something like that fits this old probably 70s camper trailer axle, and everything fit right up. So after that, just got to wire them up and be good to go and have brakes on this thing. So getting ready to haul it back to my place, working on a little site preparation. I had these big rocks dropped off a long time ago. Never really moved them because my other mini excavator didn't have a hydraulic thumb. This is a little mini Ripa, a little machine I ordered from Texas, and cover a whole review video about this thing in the future. Right now I've just been using it for lots of projects, moving lumber, firewood, rocks, dirt, just getting some hours on it. So when I give a review, I can give a really good review of what I like and what I dislike about it. But for the price, this thing is a really good bargain. Runs a little 13.5 horse Briggs & Stratton. So keep an eye out in the near future for a review video of this machine. It's a big time back saver. Well, got the cabin back to my place. It towed really well. You know, I think it's gonna be fine going down the road at 55. I got it up to 40 on my way back from my friend's house, and it towed like nothing behind that Ford F-250. So got these little chunks of cedar on the side here. This is some of the side I'm gonna do. It was really rough cut, live edge, board and batten. I can mill it easy, and I really like the super rustic look of it. In the next video, hopefully we'll start milling some lumber, using the sawmill a bit. Getting around here, start working on some siding, hopefully get to some insulation and wiring. Now at this point, being at home, I'm gonna be able to jump down here after dinner for an hour or two, get some work done rather than driving down to my friend's place. It's just gonna be a lot nicer. I don't have power on site down here, but most of the woodworking I do now is just with cordless tools, so that shouldn't be that big of a problem. I'm gonna give a call out to my subscribers and ask something from all you guys. YouTube doesn't seem to be promoting my channel anymore. It's been about a year and a half, and it's just been plummeting. So this series might not speak to everybody, but I hope it could be something that encouraged some of you out there. That last video I did was one of the least successful videos I think I've ever done to starting out a series. I think it had about 7,000 views. I think it might hit about 10,000 and just flatline and be done. I mean, I'm hoping to build this whole project for under $5,000. We'll see where I come in on that. We'll add it up at the end of the series. But the video at 10,000 views will probably generate about $70 and stop. So like I said, this is a labor of love. I have over 10 hours just editing that video alone. Doesn't include setting up the camera at different locations and trying to actually take the footage of it. That was just editing alone. So 100% labor of love, but if my subscribers aren't watching it, it's really hard to keep going on with the channel. I know this isn't like building an articulating dump truck or anything, but we're gonna be getting into milling cedar on the next episode and kind of bringing it back to full circle what the channel was about, and just documenting my projects along the way to encourage others out there that might have a dream of doing a tiny cabin like this. But if you guys can give a nice comment down below, give a thumbs up and hit the bell icon. What's happening is I put out a new video, YouTube shoots it out to a few subscribers, and if they're not interested in it, they don't recommend it to more of my subscribers. Unfortunately, I see no reason to grow the channel anymore or the subscriber base, because I have 260 some thousand this point, I think I'm not sure the direction I'm gonna go with YouTube. I've been a labor of love for a very long time on this channel, but it's easy to build this stuff without documenting it. I want to bring y'all along, but when like a eighth of my subscribers get actually notified, that's unfortunate. So if you hit the bell icon and watch the videos, one of the best ways you can support my channel. All right, until next time, thanks for watching.